Hello, everyone watching. I am late on our end of day recap for Tuesday, the 15th of October. I have been busy the last couple days. I'm going to get this one out. I still have to do yesterday's and today's recap. So, starting off with AU on the daily swing is bullish, daily leg is bullish, 4 hour is bearish. Right now, we just keep making lower 4 hour lows. So our session is from 4 a.m. Eastern Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So price was already making higher highs here. One weird thing that happened on AU, and it's not weird, it's just something that throws us off a little bit, is price did not break, or potentially it did break to the low right here. So technically, price is bearish coming up from this high to this low. Price is technically bearish. So sells are pro order flow and buys are counter. So under the Omega plan, all of any trade that you might have found here is counter order flow. So we would have been taking them. But once you get more advanced, you can have a little bit more liberties. And if you see something, you could take it. So let's just, for the sake of it, just go down on the 1 minute time frame and see if we did have any opportunities that we could have hit on Tuesday. So nothing here. Price ran right through it. No trade there. Price broke structure, retraced back, and didn't tap into any refinement. Price broke again, retraced back, tap into some kind of refinement here. Big thing with this, you could make the argument, because it technically does tick the boxes, that this is a valid POI. Me personally, I didn't take this trade because at the end of the day, and I'm going to get into this, at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to see this while it's happening, because if I were to cover this part forwards, how would you pick out your POI, right? I mean, is this from a flip? Like, where is this coming from? The flip is over here. You see what I'm saying? The flip that broke the M15 is somewhere in this leg. So if you're looking at that POI, I mean, I get it. We had MID right below it. But where would you look? Would you look here? Would you look somewhere here? Or would you just wait for the last point of inducement? Which, me personally, even though this technically fits the plan, I'm not going to put it in my case studies, because you wouldn't have been looking at this as a refinement throughout the whole time that this leg is being built. And then moving on, we had nothing here, break to the downside, price retraced up. You did tap into some kind of refinement here and react, but there was no liquidity or anything swept coming into it, so no trade for us. Let's go on to the pound. So daily swing is bullish, daily leg is bullish, 4 hour leg is bearish. We are reacting to a 4 hour supply zone. We finally tapped into it, but before we did, during our session, price was making higher highs. So let's go down on the lower time frame. Notice that we broke right here. This would be considered our flip zone. Let me type that down. So price retraced back to our flip zone, had some kind of MID be created. So MID. Would I have taken this though? See, that's another one, right? So technically, in hindsight, yes, you could have entered there. Even though this one is a lot more manageable. I can get behind this one over AU, because at least we have the MID buddied up here, and this is technically the flip, right? The last bearish pressure before breaking to the upside. So I could get behind this one. So that would be a potential trade there. Price broke the high, came back and retraced. This is towards the end of our session. You wouldn't be looking at buys here. You're reacting to the 4-hour supply. Needless to say, trade wouldn't have worked out because it turned to the downside. So potential trade here. Let's go back to the next pair. On UCAD, price is bullish, daily swing is bullish, so is the daily leg. 4-hour is also very bullish. Price has just been making higher highs for the last month essentially. So our session started right around here at this area. Price came in. You could have looked for a buy here at this flip zone, but price would have gone through. Let's just double check and make sure no entries presented. Nope, no entries presented. Price came in and broke the low, rendering it, broke the POI, rendering it useless. Price broke the high, came in, could have potentially taken a loss here. We'll take a look. Price broke to the downside, broke again, and then past this point, it's off of our session. So let's just go down and check on the 15-minute right here, and this should be blue. So price came in, you never got any momentum, and you blew right past the last point of inducement. So no trade there. And then our last pair, EU. Daily swing is bearish. Daily leg is bearish. 4-hour is also bearish. Our session on Tuesday would have started right around here. Price broke the low. Well, actually, price kept breaking low from here. It was intact from there. Price retraced all the way up. You could have continued to look for sells in here, but as we'll take a look, that they wouldn't have presented. Yep, no momentum, no entry. Price broke the high. Again, we had an order flow shift to the upside. Actually, the order flow shift was this right here. Price retraced back down to this 15-minute POI. Let's take a look if any trades presented. Potentially, you could argue that this is the last point of inducement right here. We would have covered this entire thing. But where would you enter, right? It's no closure candle or anything. You wouldn't have entered there, even if you waited for this price over here. Like, look at this. Does this say momentum to you? Aside from it being outside of our trading hours, it doesn't say momentum to you, so you wouldn't enter. So that being said, as far as trades available throughout my session using the Omega plan, there really was potentially one trade on GU that I would have been willing to take. Unfortunately, I didn't enter that one. And then the AU trade, where did AU go? One right over here. The reason why this one's not valid is because your counter structure. So similar to GU as far as setup goes, very similar in fact. Like, you could kind of fudge it that it's some kind of flip here, but the fact that it's counter order flow makes it invalid. But that's why the Omega plan has a really high strike rate. I believe the average right now that I'm tracking for the case studies, that's going along with Matt and all of his statistics. We're right around a similar strike rate, which is around 70%. The RRs are minimum of 3 to, I've seen 10, 18% in return. So that's just phenomenal. But anyways, guys, if any of you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave your comments in the comment section. I'm going to leave the links down to the community if you want to join, and I'll see you there. Peace.